Today I'm talking about the new A24 film, Love Lies Bleeding. This is written and directed by Rose Glass. This is her second film after Saint Maud. It stars Katie O'Brien, Kristen Stewart, Dave Franco, Ed Helms, Jenna Malone, and Anna Baryshnikov. And the basic premise is, in the 80s, there is this bisexual homeless woman who really wants to be the best bodybuilder there is. And maybe one day she finds love in a tiny little woman. But their lives are complicated by some men in their lives. And this is pretty dang good. I would say it's on par with Rose Glass's first film, Saint Maud. There's definitely a lot I like about this movie. The performances were great. I really enjoyed the chemistry between Kristen and Katie. I really bought them as a couple, especially just like their complex relationship, because it wasn't all like flowers and whatnot. They're hurt people and they have problems with their emotions and telling each other stuff, but the sex is really great. And maybe there's some drugs that are involved and that complicates things. And that stuff's all great. The whole story is definitely very interesting. The costumes were great. I'm not huge into the 80s or like setting stuff in the 80s, but I think they really justified it for the story because the main woman is a bodybuilder and like the 80s are where that really hit its zenith. So it definitely felt like the right choice. There definitely also was like a level of authenticity that was felt with the queerness. And without spoiling anything, it gets a little weird and out there, but in a way that makes sense. And I feel like they really built up to and justified that as well. Like why it got kind of a little bit more metaphorical maybe towards the end. So yeah, no, there's a lot I like about it. But trying to process this film, I'm like, okay, I don't feel like it's in my top category. I don't think it's a really liked, but why not? And I think what I came up with is that I feel like there were bits of the story that were missing, that needed to be a little bit more fleshed out. Just like a little bit more with like Ed Helms' relationship with Kristen Stewart. Like they're definitely like hinting at stuff and they tell us stuff, but just a little bit more could have gone a long way. Or like Jenna Malone. Any more Jenna Malone in the movie would have been great. Seeing more of her relationship with Dave Franco's character and with Kristen Stewart, it would have gone a long way. And also like more backstory stuff with Katie's character. I was like, oh, I don't know if they really fully explained like the origins of her character. And upon reflection, I'm like, oh wait, no, they did tell us. It just wasn't next to each other. But I think it's still just like building that up more, just giving us a little bit more. Like it didn't need to be a ton, just like a sprinkling of each of these little stories could have gone such a long way of building up this movie more. And I kind of feel like it was there initially, like in the script, because there were a couple scenes where like there was some really obvious ADR and there are a couple scenes where it felt like they literally cut out some stuff. So I wonder if they had it, but then like they wanted to bring it down for like timing purposes or pacing purposes or flow purposes, then that's why they took stuff out. That'd be my best guess. That being said though, I still enjoyed this movie a lot and would totally recommend it. It's a really interesting movie. It does get a bit gory at times, but like, oh god, the sound design is so good too. There's like some gunshots in this that just like, they're explosions. They're so loud and so intense, but that's like the point of them. And it's so good. Yeah, no, the story is great. The visuals are great. The performances are great. It just needed like a little bit more story for me to push this into. But I really liked it, but it's a quite like, so it's basically a 4 to 5 for me. So like, yeah, no, definitely give this movie a watch. It's a really solid experience. And now for my ranking, I put this at number 6 in the quite like section. And this is out of a total of 15 new movies so far this year.